Well, we're still in the Southwest.
Right.
On our way to the Southwest Regional NMRA Convention.
Yes, I can see a roadrunner from here. Wile E. Coyote.
But what we wanted to talk about for this Tuesday show is how important it is to go to the places that you're going to model, and mostly how important it is to really look, study, and see the terrain that you're working in before you try modeling it.
That's terrain, not train.
Not terrain. There's train and there's terrain.
As in land.
We want to talk about, terrain. Now, we showed a couple of weeks ago Dave Meeks' Thunder Mesa Railroad, and he's modeling the Southwest, and he has the advantage of living in the Southwest.
Yes, he just steps out of his door, and there it is.
Yeah. But then he would say, but his number one inspiration is Disneyland.
Well, yeah.
Well, sort of, but he is clearly getting his ideas from the world around him as well as Disney's interpretation of the world around him.
Right.
But he's developed 3 different systems for carving extruded styrene, and I'm going to attempt to put a link here to a video that he just put up about his 3 different carving systems. It's always difficult to put a link to somebody else's channel.
Oh, dear.
But I'm going to try.
Do your best.
Anyway, he's got these 3 systems, and we have studied his techniques, and we're really trying to utilize those on our own railroad. But again, while it's a great inspiration looking at the work that he's done, you need to also keep in mind the actual landscape that you're working in. So this is a little area on our railroad. I love the bridge you built.
Well, that was a trick.
It's a trick.
That took some thinking.
It would be a trick walking across it, too.
It would be.
But we've got this really tall canyon with this huge mesa. And if it looks like Dave's railroad, that's because that's been largely our inspiration.
Boy, I'll say it's been a wonderful inspiration.
So while the scenery's going by real fast, we can still get inspiration from the actual world around us.
Wow, like a roller coaster?
Now this is Veryll Fosnight's railroad, which was Sunday's show.
Right.
And it's Wyoming, so it's a totally different look. But I feel like I'm in Wyoming.
Oh, he has done a wonderful job.
And if you've been to Wyoming, you recognize, exactly what's going on. Well, he grew up here.
Right, and it's really flat, too. There's not much in the way of any hills or mountains.
He's actually used photographs of Wyoming for the backdrop, but that is his total inspiration, is that world that he grew up in. And not only is he very familiar with it, he used a lot of photographs to really get a sense of what he needed to do to make this railroad realistic.
Right.
So while we were in the region, we wanted to, first of all, really study what's going on and take photographs of the things we wanted to reproduce on our railroad, paying a special close attention to the colors. Because a lot of times where you miss getting the colors correct.
Now, it's always important to enjoy what you're looking at. But when you come at it from an artist's perspective, I'm always looking at ways to try to reproduce what I'm seeing.
Well, and back when I was taking drawing classes, that was one of the things that they would really drive home. First, see.
Yes.
Don't just start drawing. Look and see what you're doing. Of course, you're going to run into all kinds of fun, exciting things.
Yes, different shapes. Everything is made of different shapes. Have you noticed?
Absolutely. and just the fun.
Yes.
The sheer fun of exploration while also getting inspiration and ideas for your model railroad.
Exactly.
This is, of course, Glen Canyon Dam and Lake Powell.
Right.
Anyway, as you're looking for ideas for your railroad, you might end up, pulling over at some places that most people aren't pulling over because you're seeing something exciting that you want to duplicate on your railroad.
Well, something as simple as a sagebrush. I mean, you'd think that would be easy, but they're not.
They're really not. I mean, if you look at a sagebrush, again, a lot of it's the color.
Exactly.
you've got the dark bark down in there and the deep shadows down in there, and then lighter and lighter colors all the way out to really light colors at the tip. And this is something that you want to duplicate when you're modeling this.
Right.
You can really see that here on Veryll's railroad. He's done such a great job with his sagebrush, but look how he's been able to capture those dark colors down in there, the sage color, and then even the light colored tips.
Right. My hat goes off because it is harder than it looks.
And it's tiny.
Oh, yeah.
In HO scale to duplicate all that, but there it is. It's beautiful.
It is. Another place that we stopped at on our way home at my insistence is the Fremont Indian State Park. It was discovered by accident when they put the freeway in.
And there's all this just great rich history here.
Oh, and tons of artifacts that they found, as well as petroglyphs.
And I'm actually thinking of duplicating the look and feel of these cliffs in our big canyon, but also maybe incorporating some of these petroglyphs.
Right, I think it would be really neat to do that.
And it'd be fun to figure out how to do it.
Oh, yes.
And they've got a great display here on the age of these things and exactly how they were made in the first place. And a little explanation that no, they're not space people. They were just duplicating the native headdresses that they wore.
Oh, neat.
Somehow people have thought they must have been aliens from outer space, because why else would they have antennae sticking out of their head? Anyway, it was also a really fun hike.
Oh, yes, it's neat.
You get fresh air, exercise, and ideas for your railroad, and you get to learn about native culture and petroglyphs and all this kind of thing all at the same time.
Right, and to know that it was hidden until they put that freeway through. No one knew it was there.
Oh, and here's another thing. Really paying attention to how water rolls off the land and the different colors that will bring out in the soil, and duplicate that. Here again on Veryll's railroad, look how he's duplicated that.
It looks so real.
And it comes from knowing and understanding the terrain and the train that he grew up around, and saying, this is what it's supposed to look like. This is how that soil is going to be revealed as water rolls off the landscape. Anyway, just kind of an aside on our little trip to the Southwest.
Right.
And it was just so fun to come down here, and just a great inspiration all the way around.
Oh, it is beautiful.
So we hope you gained some ideas for your own railroad. And if you're not a subscriber to the channel, please become a subscriber to the channel by clicking on the upcoming blue button. Zoink! Right there, the blue button. Well, we're not sure how you found this video on the internet. We hope you didn't find it boring, and we will see you here on Sunday. So see ya. Bye-bye.
Bye.